about today.
Our country.
That's one of them, 249, the United States of America. And quite a few years younger than that is Jose Oquendo, who had a birthday or has a birthday today. Jose was born in 1963, so you can do the math on that. I won't tell you how old he is.
He just did.
Not kind of. Miss being around Jose. Great baseball teacher and player, for that matter, as the pitch is low. To Lars Nootbaar, who's popped out and grounded out in this game. Miles Michaelis went 6 innings, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. I believe we'll see John King next inning, as that pitch is low to Lars. 103 pitches for Miles, 66 of them for strikes. At least able to give up just 1 run in those last 3 innings on 2 hits. Saving the bullpen a bit. Next pitch to Nootbaar is a called strike. He just painted the outside corner. 2-2 the count on Lars, with Arenado to bat next. Not a lot going on offensively for the Cardinals. Brendan Donovan, a solo home run the opposite way, leading off the 4th inning. Next pitch to Nootbaar, swung on and missed. He was way out in front of that off-speed pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts here for the Cardinals in the 7th. Just can't seem to get that line moving. A leadoff walk, and there stays Alec Burleson.
Caleb Thielbar, left-hander, throws for the Cubs in their pen.
And I believe it's still John King. The scoreboard says so, but the bullpens are kind of underneath the stands in the outfield, so we don't see them anymore. The dance hall, as we like to call them. I believe you gave it that name when the Cubs started doing their dances that one year.
I think Council's going to make a move here.
He may be.
The way Carson Kelly is patting Colin Ray on the back.
Now he's walking back towards home. He's looking over towards the dugout. This is his season high in innings pitched at 6 2/3. Will they let him face Arenado or not?
Well, it's right-hander against right-hander. Yep. Thielbar is the left-hander warming.
So this will be his last man. They just wanted to make sure Thielbar would be ready for Gorman, I'm guessing, in case Arenado can reach base quickly. And let's hope he can. He's lined out and grounded out in this game. And the first pitch to him is up and in for a ball. That spun him off the plate.
Well, one of the differences, Ray, who has been successful, has been working inside a lot. And Michaelis has been over the plate a lot.
There's a ground ball foul past the third base bag. It was headed towards Pop Warner, who has been very lonely. Well, I said earlier I was doing some guessing. I got one more guess for you on this 4th of July. I'm going to guess the attendance. I know that's unusual, but I'm going to go with 40,038. It's my guess. Big crowd here today. The pitch to Arenado's outside. A check swing. Oh, they said he's
my.
They call him on the swing. They don't even have to ask. I wonder what he would have said had they asked. We'll never know.
Probably no swing.
I would think so. Arenado 1 for 12 against Colin Ray. The pitch is hit sharply and it knocked down at first, and it's moves over towards the second baseman, who is way out of position there to be able to do anything about that. It's going to be a base hit for Arenado. He hit that ball sharply off the glove of Bush, and it just trickled towards the second baseman, Horner, who was playing up the middle.
E3.
Oh, okay. We'll go with E3 then.
I'd like to see the scorer catch that one.
I've seen hits on worse ones than that, haven't you?
Oh, I have too.
And that was the last batter that Colin Ray is going to face as he is coming out. Nolan Gorman due up. Council out to the mound, and we are going to have a pitching change. It's brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. We'll be right back.
Join us for a fantastical journey at St. Louis Union Station. Board the St. Louis Wheel, soaring 200 feet into the air all year round. The St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station lets you explore the world's great waterways and over 10,000 amazing creatures. Swing from the ropes course high over the aquarium and get lost in our mirror maze. It's all here at St. Louis Union Station, where the journey is like no other. Create your new memories at stlouisunionstation.com.
Vacationing is an art, and the Palm Beaches are your canvas. Stroll along sun-soaked beaches, unwind at boutique resorts, explore hidden and not so hidden gems. Here, you'll discover a lifestyle that's nothing short of a masterpiece. Curate your perfect collection of experiences and plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Looking for an event space that will leave your guests talking? Cardinals Special Events offers all sorts of unique venue options in the St. Louis Cardinals' iconic Busch Stadium, as well as in Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. From corporate celebrations to personal milestones and everything in between, Cardinals Special Events can help your group make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit cardinals.com/events to learn more.
New pitcher for the Cubs is left-hander Caleb Thielbar, who spent quite a bit of time with the Minnesota Twins. 1.97 ERA in 36 games. He has Nolan Gorman with 2 aboard, a walk to Burleson, an error on the first baseman. Busch has Arenado at first base, and a swing and a miss at a big curveball. Strike one on Gorman, who has lined out and walked in this game. One swing of the bat, and we've got a different ball game if the swing is executed perfectly. The lefty delivers a swing and a miss, and he missed that one by a good 2 feet. He saw fastball, and it was a slider. Thielbar throws right over the top, kind of hides the ball well, and I don't think Gorman saw that one at all. Cardinals batting with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Thielbar in relief of Colin Ray, who allowed just 1 hit in 6 2/3 innings. They play Gorman to pull on the infield. He is 0 for his last 7. And he has an 0-2 count. And the pitch is swung on and missed, and he chased again. 3 pitches. It did not come close, and the Cardinals strike out 3 times in the 7th. And we go to the 7th inning stretch presented by Spectrum. Stay in the game with Spectrum Internet. Visit Spectrum.com, 8-1 Chicago.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Feel the magic with the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card from Central Bank. From tickets to throwing out the first pitch, your St. Louis Cardinals credit card earns rewards for one-of-a-kind experiences. Your Cardinals credit card earns you double reward points at the stadium and at Cardinals.com. Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals, are now offering the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card. Visit CardinalsCredit.com or any Central Bank location to sign up. Subject to credit approval, see bank for details.
Sizzling hot summers are for ice-cold Prairie Farms lemonade. Prairie Farms announces a special partnership with Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation, a national leader in the fight against childhood cancer. A portion of Prairie Farms lemonade sales will support cancer research and the families impacted by childhood cancer. Enjoy a cold glass of Prairie Farms lemonade and a winning Cardinals baseball game. Drink local with Prairie Farms.
For 20 years, CarShield has helped save drivers from those "oh no" moments because nobody wants to spend their vacation fund on a new transmission. Know what else turns 20 this year? Flip phones, frosted tips, hookah necklaces, and giant cargo shorts. But we're only talking about good memories here. From road trips to rush hour, CarShield has had your back. Join the celebration at carshield.com because 20 years of saving drivers money never goes out of style. Coverage varies by plans. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Several changes for the Cardinals as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Joel Pozo takes over at first base for Wilson Contreras. Jose Fermin is the new second baseman, so Donovan out as well. And Thomas Sajaci, the young third baseman, takes over for Arenado. So 3 changes on the infield. And John King will do the pitching. 7th inning stretch was presented by Spectrum. Lightning fast speeds, major league reliability, so you can stay connected. John King will face Tucker, Suzuki, and Pete Crow Armstrong, and the first pitch is outside ball 1 as Tucker had some give on that slider. It has not been the Cardinals' day. Next delivery is tapped to the third baseline. John King comes off the mound. He's got the ball. The throw is in time to get Tucker, just barely. Well done by John King. Tucker grounds out 1-3. He had to work hard to get that out, but he got it done. 8 runs on 10 hits for the Cubs. And 1 run on 1 hit for the Cardinals, and it looks like the Cubs want to challenge that, and he might be safe after all. Well, I don't know. Very close.
The out call at first base.
There you have it. We are going to have a review here. The challenge is on the out call at first base. Tucker has already come into the dugout. He thinks he's out. The stretch by Pozo in at first base. Just hard to tell whether his foot's on the bag or not. Just can't quite tell. I would think that the call might stand here, but I would not be 100% surprised if it was overturned. If so, that would be Tucker's first hit of the game. I believe he's going to be out. But why not challenge it? I don't blame Craig Counsell one bit. The home runs started early and often for the Cubs here today. 2 home runs in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. Suzuki, Crow Armstrong, Bush, Kelly, Crow Armstrong, and Bush. And here's the verdict.
The call on the field stands. The runner's out. Chicago loses their challenge.
And the fans don't like that. They do not agree with that. But the call stands, and of course the home crowd's not going to agree. Those Gateway Arch views are spectacular, by the way. You need to see it for yourself. Order your tickets in advance for the tram ride to the top at gatewayarch.com. How's everybody in Robinson, Illinois? WTAY, as we mentioned earlier, our featured station on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Suzuki now at the plate. Low and in, ball 1 to him. He has homered, struck out, and struck out. Colin Ray started this game for Chicago and was very good. Next delivery by King is grounded to third, and Sajaci backpedals and has it, and this throw is a good one across the diamond to Pozo, and it's out number 2. He was tested early here as a replacement for Arenado. Ray went 6 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 2, struck out 4. So now John King will face one of the heroes of the day. There have been 2 of them on the Cubs side. Well, 3 if you count their pitcher, Colin Ray. I guess you should. But Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate, along with Michael Bush. They're both 3 for 3 with 2 homers. And he fouls off the slider from King, strike 1. A .536 slug for Pete Crow Armstrong coming into this game, and he has done nothing but slug here today. 1 strike pitch is a slider inside, 1-1. Home runs number 22 and 23. He has 66 RBIs. on pace for a mammoth year, and he is an all-star. Next pitch to him is hit into right field for a hit. He's 4 for 4. And I guess we saw that coming, didn't we? A homer, a single, and a single. And they're chanting PCA here in Chicago, and my guess is in about...
Is that Pacific Coast Association?
That's what it is.
I thought so.
I actually thought it was Presbyterian Church of America. But I think they're going to be chanting MVP before too long here.
They have been here from time to time.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. He would be in that conversation for sure as the pitch is outside for a ball to Dansby Swanson. Of course, I think they're chanting that in L.A. for somebody, too. It was pretty good.
A couple of them.
Yeah, that's true. There's a swing and a hard hit ball to deep left center field. That's deep, and that's gone. Yet another home run. This time it's Dansby Swanson, a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it is now 10-1 Chicago Cubs.
Well, get it out of their system today.
Well, if you're trying to tire him out, we're doing a good job of that. The middle of the order, everybody is homered from Suzuki down to Kelly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the order. Swing and a miss, strike one on Michael Busch, who's also 3 for 3. So Swanson gets into the act. He flied out to right his first time, hit the ball pretty hard. Next delivery is a breaking pitch low and away. 10-1 Cubs. They've out-hit the Cardinals 12-1. They've outpitched the Cardinals. And they've made some good defensive plays, too. The Cardinals really haven't been tested much on the defensive side. Made a couple of good plays as the pitch is swung on and fouled back by Michael Busch. Busch hit number 15 in the second inning and home run number 16 just an inning later. Both of them over 400 feet. Last one, 428. Breaking pitch is fouled, and that was a hanger. My goodness. The Cubs just tied a franchise record with their 7th home run. August 1st, I should say, was their last time they did it. That's a long fly ball to left, and that's gone. Well, there's a franchise record for you. Another home run for the 3rd time today, back-to-back homers. Busch just hit his 3rd of the game, and the Cubs now lead 11-1. Five RBIs for Michael Busch and 8 home runs in the game, a single game record for the Cubs franchise. Carson Kelly at the plate. Strike one to him. Well, I'd say this feels like a Wrigley game, but it only feels like half of a Wrigley game. Because Colin Ray has only allowed 1 hit to the Cardinals through 7 innings. There's a swing and a tapper foul. So it's a one-sided Wrigley game. Eight homers in this game. Carson Kelly has 1 in this game, and that pitch is low. Six solo home runs and 2 two-run homers. Otherwise, the score would be even worse. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a fly ball to right field. That's hit well. Burleson backs up and makes the catch and goes into the ivy. Nice play by Alec Burleson in right field to take a double at least away from Carson Kelly. And another big inning for the Cubs. 3 more runs. We go to the 8th, 11-1, Chicago.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hey Illini fans, it's Luke Altmaier here, starting quarterback for your Fighting Illini football team.
Get to him, he's going to run right, he's in, touchdown, touchdown, Illinois, Luke Altmaier, what a throw by Altmaier.
Altmaier's big time.
We invite you to be a part of the action this year at Memorial Stadium. After a 10-win season and a Citrus Bowl victory, get your season tickets now for 2025 and make this season unforgettable.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial, Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Well, we go to the 8th inning, and it's all Cubs today. Home run, home run, home run. 8 of them for the Cubs, 1 for the Cardinals, Brendan Donovan. Well, we've had some changes. Nico Horner goes from second base to shortstop. Reese McGuire replaces Carson Kelly behind the plate. John Birdie is playing second base with Swanson out of the game. And in left field, replacing Ian Happ, it's Vidal Brujan. The new pitcher, Porter Hodge. So Brujan, the former Miami Marlin, playing in left now.
What's the chances that Garrett Hampson is the pitcher in the?
I think they're pretty good.
Bottom of the 8th inning.
With the Cardinals down 11-1. Pedro Pajes is the batter, 0 for 2. He has a ground out, a fly ball out. Hodge with the pitch, a strike called. A 3-home run game for Michael Busch. Carson Kelly with 1, 3 for Busch, 1 for Swanson, 2 for Pete Crow Armstrong, 1 for Seiya Suzuki. Need I say more?
We've only had 5 total runners left on base in this game.
3 of them by the Cardinals. Pajes checks his swing and takes outside on the appeal, no swing. 2-1. Victor Scott II is waiting on deck. Here's Hodge with the pitch, a swing and a miss. Slider, and he missed that by plenty. Pedro, a 2-2 count. Caleb Thielbar, 1/3 of an inning. He struck out Nolan Gorman. There is strike 3 called on the outside corner. 1 out in the Cardinals' 8th. Visit Ted Drew's on Chippewa. Frozen custard, then across the parking lot you go to the Ted Drew's Gift Shop. The gift shop offers exclusive souvenirs from Ted Drew's, St. Louis, Route 66, and everything in between. TedDrew'sGiftShop.com.
Strikeouts are starting to pile up for the Cardinals in the last 3 innings. They've had 5 of them.
And here's a pitch in for strike 1 to Victor Scott II.
talked about the Cubs record for the home runs in this game.
There's a swing and a foul ball.
It's also a Cardinal record. Cardinals have never given up 8 home runs in a game ever. So this is a team record. The previous high was 7. And they did that twice, 1947 against Pittsburgh and 2003 against Pittsburgh.
Here's a pitch high and away, a ball for Victor Scott II, who has struck out and grounded out. Porter Hodges on the mound. He deals. And there's a hard hit ball backhanded by Bush, the first baseman, feeding Hodge, just beating Scott to the bag.
Matt Swanson is actually throwing in the Cardinals' pen, so maybe it's because of the off day yesterday. He's going to get the bottom of the 8th inning despite the score.
I really like what I've seen from Swanson.
Yeah, me too.
That brings in Jose Fermin. Fermin playing second base. Takes a pitch low for a ball. And he's on a hitting streak. The pitch to Fermin, taken outside, ball 2.
I believe it's 7 games for Fermin.
I was thinking 6 or 7.
7 for his last 18 and a 7-game hitting streak.
There you go. Porter Hodge behind in the count, 2-0. Fermin takes a strike. A strike out of Pajes, a ground out for Victor Scott. The Cardinals have had 2 runners on in a single inning only once in the 7th inning with a walk and an error, and they left them on. There's a curveball that doesn't curve enough. 3-1 on Jose Fermin. Mason Wynn is waiting on deck. We're in the top of the 8th. The pitch. There's a strike. 3-2. From the Dominican Republic, Jose Fermin. He came to the Cardinal organization from Cleveland. Holds the bat high over the shoulder. Hodge on 3-2. Fermin pops it up foul. He goes back and out of play.
Tough out. He's a good at bat.
He has been at AAA. Fermin awaits the pitch and takes strike 3. He's out looking. Hodge strikes out 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. All Cubs 11-1 at Wrigley Field.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning. Do you have your sewer line cleaned every year? Are you constantly getting roots or blockages? Why deal with that headache year after year? Call Land's Drain Cleaning today at 217-355-5512 to have our expert staff come out, clean your line. We give you a free camera inspection, show you what's wrong, where it's at, and then we can offer you a repair for that problem so you don't have to deal with it again. Land's Drain Cleaning. Why call anyone else?
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's. Since 1975, open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
It's Matt Swanson who will pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. And, Ricky, we've liked what we've seen out of Swanson. Graceffo has had a pretty good run up here.
Riley O'Brien, for the most part, has been good.
Granillo was really good.
Yeah, and he pitched well again yesterday. AAA at Memphis.
So the Cardinals have had some good young arms come onto the major league scene and help out in the bullpen.
13 games for Swanson. His ERA right at 3. Only 9 hits allowed in 18 innings, so he's been tough to connect against. 150 batting average against.
So good as a closer at Double-A, moved on to Triple-A. Did very well to earn the call up here. He deals high, ball 1 to Nico Hoerner, now playing shortstop. Hoerner, Shaw, and then Vidal Brujan in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cubs have failed to score in 2 innings today. There's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hoerner. They did not score in a 3-up, 3-down 4th or a 3-up, 3-down 6th. But John King gave up 3 runs, 3 hits after he got 2 outs. Little tapper up the first base line, fair ball, and Pages throws out Hoerner. A good play. Also helping out.
Yeah, Garrett Hampson now playing shortstop for Mason Wynn. So everybody off the Cardinals bench now.
I knew we'd get Hampson into the game here pretty soon.
Yeah, I actually like this a little better. I hate to see Hampson come in and, when you got a non-pitcher doing that in a ballpark like this, you could have 4 more home runs, and then it's even kind of more distressing, I think. So let Swanson get some experience pitching in this ballpark.
That could come in handy for sure. The pitch in there for a strike. Shelley Plastering brings your vision to life with expert craftsmanship and attention to detail. From flawless interior plastering to stunning pool finishes. Trust the name that has been proudly serving the St. Louis area for 3 generations, Shelley Plastering. And a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Shaw, who's 0 for 3. The pitch, inside corner, called a ball. 2-1. Hoerner 0 for 4, Shaw's 0 for 3. Tucker's 0 for 4 today. But everybody else has been in on the act. The pitch, that's swung on and looped into short right field. Out goes Fermin to make it over the shoulder catch as Shaw pops out to the Cardinals second baseman. 2 outs. And let's pause here for an ID on the Cardinals Network, powered by Graybar.
You're listening to St. Louis Cardinals Baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. Brought to you by Max Twin City Recycling. Visit them at maxrecycling.com.
Well, they told us the wrong batting order with the substitutions. It's Berti in the leadoff role, not Brujan. Berti playing second base, taking ball 1. Swanson's next pitch, that's upstairs. Berti has traveled around some from the Marlins to the Yankees. He can run. Playing second base late in the game here in this one. A foul ball back to the screen.
Maybe we can get him for batting out of order and just nullify the game.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
It doesn't really work that way, though, does it?
No. The pitch to Berti. Strike called on the inside corner. Cardinal pitchers haven't worked much inside today. Not in the fashion the Cubs pitchers have. The pitch, Berti takes, strike 3 called. We go to the 9th, 11-1 Cubs.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Chris Clayton in Charleston and get a free personal protection review.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors, and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Don't forget your favorite Lay's, the perfect sidekick to your game day. No matter if you're cheering for our St. Louis Cardinals from the stands or hosting the ultimate game day throwdown with your crew, there's a Lay's flavor to go with it. Lay's, proud partner of your St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Water damage happens fast. So can the cleanup when you call on the restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Well, we have the Cardinals batting in the ninth inning. So John Birdie is pitching for the Cubs in the ninth inning. How about that? He lobs one in there for a strike. And this is Hampson batting in Mason Wynn's spot. And the next one hits Hampson. Just a floater up and in, hit him on the back.
Or did it?
Did it hit his bat?
Must have missed him.
Oh, wow. I don't know how that did. There's a swing and a drive deep to left field. That's back and off the wall. Hampson gets a double off Birdie.
I would be all in favor of a rule that you're not allowed to use a position player in a game where you are ahead. I know the Cardinals have done it, and teams do it. I just feel like it's a clunky part of our game. It's not the most pretty way to finish off a baseball game.
Not the way the Cubs have hammered away at the Cardinals today. 11-1.
Now it feels like home run derby.
And Birdie's pitch is taken for a ball.
I get it. It's the rules. You play within the rules. You do what's best for your team, but...
And Birdie deals ball two. Hodge worked a 3-up, 3-down inning. There's ball three, 3-0 on Alec Burleson. The lob pitch in there for a strike. That didn't even register, did it? Oh, 49 on that lollipop pitch. Burleson takes ball four, a double and a walk, 2 on, nobody out for the Cardinals. This has just turned into exhibition.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like worse than the spring training game when the game deteriorates into this. I'm just not a fan of it.
Here's a pitch in for a strike to Joel Pozo.
And that was high.
Matt Shaw is playing second base now. Pozo drives it into center field, and that's caught by Pete Crow Armstrong. 1 out. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, T-shirts, and
more.
Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for Cardinals gear.
And that ends a hitting streak for Pozo, that line out to center.
Justin Turner's playing third base now. And ball one into Lars Nootbaar. The pitch by Birdie. High and outside. Ball two. Here's a swing and a ball line down the right field line. That is fair. And that's going to bring in Hampson. Burleson takes third on a long single by Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar's 1 out of 4. And the Cardinals are down 11-2.
I don't think the Cub fans even like this.
No, I don't think they do either.
I'm pretty sure Abner Doubleday doesn't like it.
I know Abner Double Dip doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
There's a ball that's lined off Birdie. Birdie has a play at third and got him. Burleson was caught off third base. Birdie chased the ball to the line, flipped to Turner to get the out on Burleson. 1-5 over at third. Nootbaar goes to second. Sajaci is on a fielder's choice. And they're checking on John Birdie. The ball ricocheted off Birdie toward the third base line. Nolan Gorman is going to be coming up with the Cardinals down to their last out. And Birdie told him he's okay. He can lob some more pitches in over the plate. Hodge worked the 8th inning and he struck out 2. And a position player is pitching for the Cubs, who lead big over the Cardinals. 2 outs in the 9th, and here is Gorman. And that's a high pitch, ball 1. Floating up there at 47 miles an hour.
One of the reasons you use an infielder is so they can defend themselves against line drives.
The pitch high again, about the same spot, 2-0.
And they like him to just lob the ball in, which is what he's doing, just so you have time to react. But just shows how hard that is when you're going through a pitching motion.
The ball low and in, getting away from McGuire. Reach McGuire behind the plate. The count 3-0. And that's ball 4. The bases are loaded with the walk to Gorman. Nootbaar goes to third. Sajaci down to second base. And Pedro Pages is up. I'll just go ahead and park one. With the bases full, the pitch. Pages takes high. The Cardinals are down 11-2, and they're down to their last out. With the bases loaded, the pitch. That's high again. 2 balls, no strikes. Cub fans are standing. They're getting a little restless here. The pitch. That floats in for a strike. Barely.
Yeah, they're standing and booing is what they're doing.
The pitch. Pages watches ball 3 go outside. The Cardinals wouldn't mind it if Birdie walks a run in here. And there's ball 4, and the Cardinals get another run. That goes as an RBI for Pages, scoring Nootbaar. Sajaci makes his way to third, down to second, Gorman. Pages is the runner at first, and here's Victor Scott the second.
And what the Cubs were trying to avoid doing, they're now getting close to doing, getting a pitcher up in the pen.
The pitch in for a strike to Victor Scott the second. Scott's 0 for 3 today. Birdie with the pitch. That's swung on, and a fly ball left field. That's going to do it. Brujan is under it. He has it, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cubs win game 1 of a 3-game series, 11-3, and Ricky and I will talk about it after this.
1967, 1982, 2006, 2011. The best Cardinal teams work together in a way that makes everything seem easy and effortless. You'll get the same winning feeling from Sumner One, the official document technology partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. From printers to copiers to total IT solutions, they're the team you can trust to get everything working together seamlessly. Sumner One is the one place where everything works. See them in action at SumnerOne.com.
If you believe every human life has value, listen up. You and I both know your values matter. But let me ask you, how are you showing the world what you stand for? Vitae Foundation can help. They'll equip you, your pastor, your policymaker, your local pregnancy center, heck, even your doctor, to confidently defend life. Their research shows how to be compassionate and understanding and help more people choose life. It's time to step up. Learn more at talkprolife.org. This ad was paid for by Vitae Foundation.
If you're looking for a reliable and trusted electrical service provider, look no further than Reinhold Electric, your go-to experts for all your electrical needs. Whether you need residential or commercial electrical services, Reinhold Electric has you covered. With decades of experience and a team of highly skilled electricians, we deliver top-notch solutions tailored to your specific requirements. No job is too big or too small for our experienced team. Call 314-631-1158 online at reinholdelectric.com.
Are you an oblivious person hogging the sidewalk like a large dying snail? Do people stuck behind you ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
I don't know how else to put it. The Cardinals got pounded today by the Cubs 11-3.
Bad day. Nothing good happened for the Cardinals, including the start of Miles Mikolas, who has given up a lot of home runs early in this game. The Cubs set a franchise record with 8 home runs allowed. The Cardinals set a franchise record with 8 home runs given up. It was all Chicago Cubs here on the 4th of July.
11 runs on 13 hits for the Cubs, and they put the game away basically with the first 3 innings. Back-to-back homers in the first, back-to-back homers in the second. 2 home runs in a 3-run third, and they were on their way to an 11-3 win.
Best thing that Miles Mikolas was able to do was go 6 innings. He was able to at least stay in the game, even though he was not pitching well, and get those 6 innings. So they used an inning of John King, who also got touched up, and then Matt Swanson pitched an inning, so the Cardinals didn't have to go deep into their bullpen at least. And let's hope that happens tomorrow, or helps out tomorrow when Matthew Liberatore gets to start against these same Cubs.
And that's to be determined for their pitcher, because Jameson Taillon, the scheduled starter, is out with an injured calf muscle, and he's on the injured list, I'm told, for quite some time.
Yeah, the Cardinals actually beat up on him pretty good at Busch Stadium, and I don't think he's the guy that they were most worried about in this rotation. They may actually have a bullpen game tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see.
And the play of the game is presented by Marriott St. Louis Grand. Book your Grand Slam Cardinals ticket package. Do that right now. We'll hear the play when we come back.
Well, tell me, Tim Onstad, how is it going at Gale Frericks Trucking?
Oh, we're busy. We're going gangbusters. We've got a new driver going through orientation. That leaves us one spot left for somebody that wants to get in on the action and make some money, be home, get some quality time. It's a great opportunity.
And the type of person you like hiring?
Honesty, integrity, like everybody else is looking for. That guy that wants to have a family life, but be able to make some good money and do the right things.
Are you looking for experienced drivers? And if they have a military background and things like that, that's always an asset.
We do need some experience. Of course, we like getting the guys 15 years in that know what they're doing, maybe have been treated bad by other companies and need a place looking for a home. If somebody has the basics, maybe a year and a half, has a military background, I'll count that as some experience because they're used to following the process. Well, you can always email me at timo@gftlog.com.
Well, I tell you what, though, A&R has been such an amazing, impactful company. Your grandfather, your dad, you've all gone through stuff. And your secret is what, John?
Well, I mean, you have to trust that you're doing the right thing, first of all, and you got to surround yourself with good people. And I think over the years we've had some really good people that have been part of A&R, and we owe a lot of our success, if not all of it, to those people.
Neil, you could say A&R has built a great part of Champaign-Urbana. It's about people. Can you explain the culture, why people would want to work at A&R?
We've had several families where we've gone even 3 generations, and these guys are long-term employees. They want to stay with us, and it's rewarding to know that they want to be with us. We have their backs. They have our backs, and that's a unique perspective, I think, from anybody this day and age.
I'm positive because you're such a solid company. A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later.
The Cardinals did not score a run or get a hit until the leadoff batter in the 4th inning today, and that's when Brendan Donovan hit an opposite field home run, his 7th home run of the year, ending a 31 scoreless inning streak. 31 innings without a run for the Cardinals, and a 52 inning scoreless streak against National League Central opponents, the Cubs, the Pirates, and then against the Cubs for the first 3 innings today. The Cubs got busy in the very first inning with 2 outs against Miles Michaelis. Seiya Suzuki hit his 24th home run of the year to left. Pete Crow Armstrong hit a home run to right field. That was his 3rd career home run off Miles Michaelis. Then back-to-back home runs in the 2nd inning. Michael Busch and Carson Kelly to open the inning. And then Miles gave up a double to Ian Happ, but worked around that, leaving him on base. Already 4-0 Cubs. And the Cubs got the runs they needed in the 3rd as Pete Crow Armstrong hit another home run off Miles Michaelis. And against Miles Michaelis today, he was 3 for 3, making him 6 out of 7 against Miles, with 4 home runs and 4 RBIs and 1 double. But Pete Crow Armstrong opened the 3rd with his 23rd home run, his 2nd of the day. Dansby Swanson got a base hit. Michael Busch, who homered in the 2nd, came up in the 3rd with the play of the game presented by Marriott St. Louis Grand.
Michael Busch hits a long one to right field. That one is gone. That one is high off the scoreboard. Oh, my goodness. That hit off of Mason Wynn's name on the scoreboard in right field. A 2-run homer, a 3-run inning, and it's 7-0 Cubs. My goodness.
So back-to-back homers in the 1st, Suzuki, Pete Crow Armstrong. Back-to-back homers in the 3rd, Busch and Carson Kelly. And then 2 home runs, a homer by Crow Armstrong, a single by Swanson, and that home run you just heard by Busch. And the Cubs were well on their way. They had 7 runs, and the Cardinals scored on the home run by Donovan in the 4th inning, 7-1 at that point. The Cubs got another run when Pete Crow Armstrong got on a single, and he advanced to 3rd on a ground out by the shortstop. He was running on the pitch, but a good play by Mason Wynn, and Wynn had to hurry the throw to try to get the runner, Dansby Swanson. He just did, but Armstrong made it first to 3rd and scored on a hit by Michael Busch. Busch at that time had 4 runs batted in the game. Now the Cubs had 2 homers in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. They got 2 more in the 7th. A single by Pete Crow Armstrong after 2 outs against John King. Dansby Swanson hit a 2-run homer. Then Michael Busch came up, hit his 3rd home run of the game. That was a home run to left center field, giving him 5 runs batted in on the day. 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. And the Cubs beat the Cardinals 11-3, out-hitting them 13-3. Now I'll be back to wrap it up with the totals and set you up for tomorrow after this.
As the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circus Sports Illinois. From baseball to basketball to hockey, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports Illinois isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money splits, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports Illinois app or visit circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Join Pia's on Saturday, July 19th from noon to midnight for their 50-year anniversary celebration. MC and DJ Diane Ducey will kick it off starting at noon. There will be live bands, 5 decades of former staff celebrity bartenders, special 50-year souvenir cups, t-shirts, hats, fun giveaways, and a special Mayor's Proclamation. So come on out and celebrate 50 years at your favorite bar in Champaign, Illinois at 1609 West Springfield Avenue on July 19th from noon to midnight. See you there.
Well, the Cardinals won an extra inning game last year at Pittsburgh on the 4th of July, but they dropped this one to the Cubs as the Cubs just hammered them 11-3. On the 4th of July, dating back to 1892, the Cardinals are 94, 98, and 2 on Independence Day. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 2 left on for the Cubs, going 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They hit 8 home runs. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 6 left on. The Cardinals went 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The Cardinals are 2-3 against the Cubs this year, 3-4 on the road trip to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and to Chicago, losing 4 games in a row. The Cardinals dropped to 47-42. The Cubs improved their record to 53-35. Tomorrow, it's Matthew Liberatore starting for the Cardinals. He is 6 up and 6 down and beat the Cubs in St. Louis. He'll be opposed by to be determined, as Jameson Taillon was the scheduled starter. He went on the injured list today with a calf injury, so could be a bullpen game. We'll know later on tonight, early in the morning, what the Cubs have in mind for their starter tomorrow. We do know Matthew Boyd is going to make the start against Eric Fedde in the game at 5:10 on Sunday evening to wrap up the Cardinal 3-city 10-day road trip, as they hope to be in a position to go for a series win. So they hope to bounce back tomorrow in that 4-game skid behind Matthew Liberatore. And again, we'll be on the air at 12:35. 1:10, Ricky has the lineup, so I'll bring you the first pitch around 1:20. We hope you'll join us. Now, thanks to our producer-engineer, Ryan Schulte, Kyle Sixta in the St. Louis studio. Matt Pauley is coming up with a post-game show. For Mike Claiborne and Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 11-3. So long from Wrigley Field. St. Louis Cardinals baseball has been brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Schnucks. Earn 2% back on every purchase with the Schnucks Rewards app. By Shelter Insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com to help you choose the coverage that fits just right for your auto, home, and life insurance. By Explore St. Louis. Learn all about the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit ExploreSt.Louis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. And by the Painting and Decorating Foundation. This is the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
No real way to sugarcoat this one. The Cardinals lose in Chicago to the Cubs 11-3 in an incredibly one-sided game, and the way the Cubs scored their runs, hitting 8 home runs, 6 of them against Cardinals starter Miles Mikolas. It was a bad day. It was a bad day for the Cardinals, opening up a very important 3-game series in Chicago against the Cubs. Welcome in. It is the Mercy Cardinals post-game show across the Cardinals Radio Network. My name is Matt Pauley. We've got a few things to get into here on the post-game show. We'll hear the comments of Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol, how he's feeling after watching his team certainly struggle today. And we'll see what else we might get from an audio standpoint out of Chicago. Up next, though, we got to do it. We're going to go back through the game with the highlights. That's in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Catch every Cardinals game for free on the Bud Deck rooftop at Ballpark Village. Located on the 3rd floor of Budweiser Brewhouse, the Bud Deck offers direct centerfield views into Busch Stadium, private bar and restrooms, and food straight from the grill. Entry to the Bud Deck is free and opens 2 hours prior to every home Cardinals game. Swing in and take your game watch to the top. Learn more at stlballparkvillage.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 27th through July 7th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
We're talking to John Reichert from A&R Mechanical. 100 years in our community. So many buildings in this town, like Memorial Stadium. Of course, the State Farm Center. Can you remember the reaction from the company getting that? Because that's a big one.
Oh, that was huge. If you just think about it a little bit, everything we put in is straight, pipe is straight. We're putting all that into a round building. And, it took a lot of know-how to make that project happen. It was one of the first projects we did using our new technologies. And the timing was just right. We were the right people for that project, and I think we did it successfully.
The legacy of A&R. John, I could almost say, what haven't you built? Up and down campus, the Siebel Center was fairly new for computer science.
Everybody was working as a team, and I think it came out very well.
A&R Mechanical has helped build Carl at the Fields expansion and other Carl projects in Provena and Sarah Bush Lincoln. The list goes on and on. Visit them at ar-mech.com.
With like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, your heat system, air conditioning, they do
pumps,
that.
yeah.
And for us in Underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these Orange Comfort Clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. Truth is in seeing it.
Yeah.
We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
You're listening to St. Louis Cardinals baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. Brought to you by Max Twin City Recycling. Visit them at maxrecycling.com.
All right, here we go. Cardinals lose today as they fall in Chicago to the Cubs by an 11-3 score. We got to do it. Let's go back through the game with the highlights. Pitching matchup today. Cardinals have Miles Michaelis on the mound, Colin Ray going for the Cubs. It actually looked like the Cardinals might get an extra base hit in the top of the first inning with one out. Mason Wynn is at the plate.
Ray's pitch. Wynn hits it hard. Center field. Pete Crow Armstrong dives and makes the catch. That's where speed pays off. Wynn was denied extra bases as he scorched one toward the gap.
Really good play out there by Pete Crow Armstrong in what began a pretty solid day for him. So we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Miles Michaelis takes the mound. He would get the first two batters that he would face to each be out, and he'd get an Ian Happ fly out and a Kyle Tucker ground out. That would then bring up Seiya Suzuki.
There's a swing and a long fly ball. It's out of here. 1-0 Cubs. A home run to the left field bleachers for Seiya Suzuki.
Not a bad location on that pitch from Michaelis, but certainly one that Suzuki had the ability to turn on. Unfortunately for Michaelis, the next hitter was Pete Crow Armstrong.
There's a long one to right field, and that ball jumps out of here. That ball is gone. A leadoff home run by Michael Busch, the third home run allowed by Michaelis in one inning, plus one batter, 3-0 Cubs.
And then that would bring up Carson Kelly.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody. Back to back for Busch and Kelly. And Michaelis is serving up the gopher ball today.
Yeah, unfortunately he was. Through the first 7 batters that he faces, he gives up 4 home runs, and it is a 4-0 game as the game goes to the third, and the Cubs, they would add on. With 1 out in the third inning, what do you know? It is Pete Crow Armstrong once again at the plate.
There's a high fly ball, deep right field, and he just got another one off the scoreboard. The second home run of the afternoon by Pete Crow Armstrong, his 4th against Michaelis, and the 5th home run allowed in this game by Miles, all solo homers, and it's 5-0 Chicago Cubs.
Dansby Swanson would get a base hit, and that would bring once again to the plate Michael Busch.
Michael Busch hits a long one to right field. That one is gone. That one is high off the scoreboard. Oh my goodness. That hit off of Mason Wynn's name on the scoreboard in right field. A 2-run homer, a 3-run inning, and it's 7-0 Cubs. My goodness.
It was hard to believe what we were seeing in the moment. The Michael Busch home run right there. 7-0 is the score. So the game moves along to the 4th, and the Cardinals, it had been a while since they had scored a run. That changed with Brendan Donovan.
3-1 pitch from Ray to Donovan is hit hard into a left field, and that's deep, and it's over the head of Happ, and it's into the bleachers. A home run for Donovan. The Cardinals have finally scored a run after 31 straight scoreless innings. The 15th home run allowed by Colin Ray this year, and the Cardinals get on the board. It's now 7-1 Cubs.
But the Cubs would get that run back in the 5th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong back at the plate with 1 out. He would get a base hit, so he would not hit a home run. A ground out would push Crow Armstrong over to third in front of Michael Busch, who would come through.
From the stretch, the 2-1 pitch, Busch lines that into center. That's a hit. The ball's in the gap. Scott gets to it and will hold Busch to a long RBI single. 8-1 Chicago.
It would stay that way until the 7th inning, and John King would come on to pitch. So Miles Michaelis, despite how much he struggled today, and we're certainly not saying anything but that, it was a tough day for Michaelis. At the very least, he was able to give 6 innings. He throws 100-plus pitches for a first time this year. We'll see if that has any positive impact over the next couple days, depending on how the Cardinals use their bullpen. But at the very least, they walk out of this game with a loss, and not a loss and a decimated bullpen. John King would come on to pitch for the team in the 7th inning. Kyle Tucker would ground out, and then Seiya Suzuki would ground out. That would bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. What do you know? He ends up getting another hit, and then that allows Dansby Swanson to do this.
There's a swing and a hard hit ball to deep left center field. That's deep, and that's gone. Yet another home run. This time it's Dansby Swanson. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it is now 10-1 Chicago Cubs.
You're watching this, you're listening to this, it almost feels like it's not real. The next hitter, Michael Busch.
That's a long fly ball to left, and that's gone. Well, there's a franchise record for you. Another home run for the 3rd time today, back-to-back homers. Busch just hit his 3rd of the game, and the Cubs now lead 11-1.
Yeah, just not a good day. Matt Swanson would come in, put up a 0 there in the 8th inning. In the 9th inning, the Cubs go to a position player pitching in John Birdie. Feels different when a position player is pitching in a game that you're winning by a bunch as opposed to pitching in a game that you're down by a bunch. So Garrett Hampson leads the inning off with a double, then a walk to Alec Burleson. Joel Pozo would hit the ball hard but would line out to Pete Crow Armstrong. That would then bring up Lars Nootbaar.
Here's a swing and a ball line down the right field line. That is fair. And that's going to bring in Hampson. Burleson takes 3rd on a long single by Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar's 1 out of 4. And the Cardinals are down 11-2.
Pedro Pajes would add a bases-loaded walk to make it 11-3. That would be the final score. Victor Scott II would fly out with the bases loaded, and that would be the final out of the game as the Cardinals do lose by an 11-3 score. With the win, the Cubs go to 53-35. The Cardinals, they drop to 47-42. Winning totals for Chicago: 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. They leave just 2 runners on base. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They leave 6. Winning pitcher Ray, 6-3. The loss to Michaelis, he's 4-6. Home runs, Suzuki his 24th. Crow Armstrong his 22nd and 23rd. Bush his 15th, 16th, and 17th. Kelly his 10th. Swanson his 15th for the Cardinals. Donovan his 7th. The game goes 2 hours and 23 minutes, played in front of a sellout crowd of 40,038 folks at Wrigley Field in Chicago. 11-3 the final as the Cardinals lose to the Cubs. More in a moment on the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
This is Victor. Hey, Cardinal fans, hydrate like a champ. Head to the ballpark Saturday, July 12th as the Cardinals take on the Braves. That day, 20,000 fans 16 and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan-favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is on now. Get a king bed for a queen price and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World Command Center.
Paul, we have extreme heat warning. Summer 2025 is a hot one in Champaign-Urbana.
That's trouble for garage refrigerators.
One just went down in Rantoul. They need delivery right away, Paul.
Put them on for tomorrow. What's going on down here in Fisher?
It's a window air conditioner going out.
Can't have that. Good thing we deliver and install window ACs. We have plenty in stock.
Garage freezer NB man. Customer wants a technician out right away. She's afraid her beef is thawing.
Hate it when that happens. We have a tech in the area. Send Nate right over.
Copy that.
Team, it's like we talk about. At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, we know what hot weather can do to home appliances. More importantly, we're always ready for the heat with fast, friendly repair service and delivery, plus the largest selection of appliances in Champaign-Urbana.
Paul, customer in Muhammad, needs a portable dehumidifier ASAP. Says his tools are rusting out from the humidity.
That can happen. We have dehumidifiers for pickup or fast delivery. Remember, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you get the whole store.
Wow!
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to St. Louis Cardinals baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. Brought to you by Max Twin City Recycling. Visit them at maxrecycling.com.
Check out the 32-acre Energizer Park. It's home to St. Louis City SC, the first majority female-owned club in MLS history. Visit ExploreStLouis.com to learn more. Really, really bad day for the Cardinals. They lose to the Cubs by an 11-3 score. As we do continue with the Mercy Cardinals post-game show. From a player of the game standpoint, it's from a Cardinal standpoint, there just were not a whole lot of really good performances. You appreciate Matt Swanson as he was able to throw the final inning without giving up a hit. He's done a nice job here recently. No Cardinal had more than one hit. It was good to see a home run hit by Brendan Donovan for sure, as the Cardinals finally scored a run after not scoring during the entire Pittsburgh series. But from a Chicago standpoint, I mean, what a day. Multiple guys had what a days, but Pete Crow-Armstrong going 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, great defense in the outfield. Michael Busch went 4 for 4 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. And Colin Ray pitched well, going 6 2/3 innings, allowing 1 run on 1 hit with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks, as the Cardinals lose to the Cubs 11-3. This is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Experience the excitement of Live by Lowe's St. Louis Hotel at Ballpark Village. Stay in laid-back luxury across from Busch Stadium and just a short walk to Enterprise Center. Enjoy plenty of dining options, including Clark and Bourbon, a classic steakhouse that features its very own whiskey room. Gather with friends al fresco at the Bullock, steps above the plaza. Pre, post, or during a game at this casual chic outdoor terrace. Add handcrafted cocktails and terrific views of Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village, and it's a home run. Sports and entertainment come alive at Live by Lowe's St. Louis.
Community America is stepping up in St. Louis and showing what excellence in banking looks like. Or in other words, they're winning. Opening more branches? Win. Competitive loan rates? Win. Wealth management? Win. Which now makes sense why they asked me, Cardinal shortstop Mason Wynn, to tell you. That's win with 2 N's, not 1. It's time to bank like the Mason winner you are. It's time your financial partner was invested in you. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group's Diana Foltz, recent recipient of Champaign County's Realtor of the Year.
Diana, how do you know you've been successful?
I know that when we are invited to personal events in their lives, first birthday parties, weddings, gatherings, we know that we've been more than just their realtor. We know that we've made these relationships deep and that it goes beyond just the sale of the house. And it speaks a lot to what we want, which is to serve our clients and to, be more friends than just a realtor.
Why do you like what you do?
I really enjoy helping either a buyer or seller to get to the next chapter. And they're relying on Reggie and I to help them achieve their next goal.
You're their realtor.
We're their realtor. It's Taylor Foltz team, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group. You can find me on the internet at dianafoltz.com. Cell phone number is 217-840-4133. And my email is diana@dianafoltz.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Next week on an all-new Law & Order. Order! Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours.
The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click on to spring-green.com for a quote.
Okay, Spring Green wins. Weeds, you're out.
That's spring-green.com.
You're listening to St. Louis Cardinals baseball on WSJK Tuscola Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. Brought to you by Max Twin City Recycling. Visit them at maxrecycling.com.
11-3, the Cardinals lose in Chicago to the Cubs. Scores from around the NL Central. Reds beat the Phillies in Philadelphia 9-6. That was a good win for them. Later on today, Brewers and Marlins in Miami. Quinn Priester is going to be on the mound for Milwaukee. The Pirates, they are in action as we speak, playing in Seattle against the Mariners, and the Mariners have a 3-0 lead. They are through 4 innings. Across the Cardinals minor league system tonight, AAA Memphis hosting Nashville. Tekoa Roby is going to make the start. AA Springfield at Northwest Arkansas. Max Radjic on the mound. Also High A Peoria at South Bend. And the Palm Beach Cardinals, they are on the road to take on Jupiter. Let's listen in as Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol spoke to the media in Chicago just a few moments ago.
For the team to come out on both sides of the ball flat, not really having it,
to take away from that game today?
I disagree with the flat part. I think you're way off when it comes to flat. There's a difference between getting beat and being flat. Miles had a really tough day. I don't think our at-bats were flat. I liked a couple of our swings that went right at people. Nato, Mason. Obviously Donnie's homer was good, but there's a difference between being flat and giving in and just getting beat. I thought they beat us today, especially when the game starts the way it did. I mean, a couple homers and they just continue to add on. Miles didn't have his best stuff. I'm glad he was able to get us through 6 in order for us to be set up for the next 2 days, position us to still take the series. But yeah, I wouldn't describe it as flat.
Do you feel like the way this game started from the pitching side can kind of impact the overall team morale coming back out for a game like this? I mean, it can be hard for an offense that's already scuffling to feel like they need to produce even more, knowing that the ball's not sitting in the ballpark on the other side.
Yeah, that definitely plays into it from a momentum standpoint, right? Like, it's hard to, you're down 4 and you're not scoring. Like, a lot's going to have to go your way in order to get back into the game. But I don't feel like any of our guys gave into that. Yeah, like if you look at the Pittsburgh series, like there wasn't a whole lot of offense there. I don't think anyone described it as flat. So
those are some more specific to maybe what Katie was asking about that first inning where Mason is robbed of extra bases and you flip right around and you're trailing again. Is that kind of for you the U-turn of this game? You're sledding uphill from that.
No, I mean, we got our ass handed to us. It's not one specific thing. We gave up 132 homers. Okay. Like, let's just say what it is. It's not one thing. It wasn't like, for me, it's not flat. Like, I appreciate the question. I understand the question, but for me, it's just a matter. You go out there, your pitcher didn't have a whole lot, and they took advantage of it, as well as some other things. And offensively, we just haven't been in a position to score a ton of runs, and you lose. Like, the way I'm looking at this is, we play again tomorrow afternoon, and I look forward to winning tomorrow and then taking our best shot on that Sunday night game and winning the series and going right back home.
This is not a one-off with Miles. This is 7 starts now with 32 earned runs, 10 home runs. Do you have to evaluate that going forward?
We evaluate it every time.
So where do you go from here with Miles? When it looks like this, I mean, there were like the 6 home runs. 3 of those pitches were competitive. 3 of them were not. Yeah. I think it's a fair way to look at it. So what do you do with Miles when he's in a stretch like this? Because he had that good stretch after Boston. So there's either a differentiator or something that changes that.
We'll look at all of it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd that conversation go with him? Did he say, I got a 6th for you? Or
yeah, he felt good enough to go back down there. In case we got to have that inning.
Okay.
I'd go ahead and make the move there because he would have been over 100 pitches at that point.
Okay.
But he said he can go back out and give you 3 more hitters. So I felt good about trying to steal 1 more inning out of him. Yeah.
The stretch out, do you worry about it rattling the confidence of your bunch?
No, far from it. No, that's the last thing on my mind as far as confidence. No, I think when you look at, if we take a step back and talk about, you actually talked about it a decent amount in a realistic way, like we're going to be tested in June, our depth, position player depth, our pitching, all of it will be tested because of the off days or lack of thereof. And to be able to go 500 and be fairly healthy on both sides of the ball, like, yeah, I'm not too worried about the last 4 games. Do I like it? No, but I don't think from a rattling that group or confidence standpoint that's going to be an issue.
That's Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol speaking with the media just a few moments ago in Chicago. I think being very real about the situation, and obviously not happy, but also not overly worried about where his team is at and his team's ability to get out of this, of what they're in right now after a tough series in Pittsburgh and just a bad day today in Chicago. We'll take one more break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up this edition, get you set for Game 2 of the series, as this is the Mercy Cardinals postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Redbird Nation has found its home away from home at Margaritaville Lake Resort, Lake of the Ozarks. This lakeside getaway, nestled in the heart of Central Missouri, delivers a Grand Slam vacation experience for every Cardinals fan. Watch the Cardinals game with fellow fans at Landshark Bar and Grill. Cruise the lake with rentals from our Port of Indecision Marina, or relax by our signature pools with that perfect lake view. The perfect blend of lake latitude and island attitude awaits. Visit Margaritaville Resort LakeOfTheOzarks.com to plan your escape today. Fins up.
Molina, Pujols, Wainwright, Cardinals players who came through in the biggest moments. For Illinois farmers and ag professionals, Illinois Farm Bureau delivers for you. IFB and local county farm bureaus provide members an advantage with impactful advocacy, trusted information, and meaningful development. Visit ilfb.org to join and learn more today.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's. Since 1975, open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
Well, I tell you what, though, A&R has been such an amazing, impactful company. Your grandfather, your dad, you've all gone through stuff. And your secret is what, John?
Well, I mean, you have to trust that you're doing the right thing, first of all. And you got to surround yourself with good people. And I think over the years, we've had some really good people that have been part of A&R. And, you know, we owe a lot of our success, if not all of it, to those people.
Neil, you could say A&R has built a great part of Champaign-Urbana. It's about people. Can you explain the culture, why people would want to work at A&R?
We've had several families where we've gone even 3 generations. And these guys are long-term employees. They want to stay with us. And it's rewarding to know that they want to be with us. We have their backs. They have our backs. And that's a unique perspective, I think, from anybody this day and age.
I'm positive because you're such a solid company. A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later. You're listening to St. Louis Cardinals baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. Brought to you by Max Twin City Recycling. Visit them at maxrecycling.com.
Cardinals lose in Chicago to the Cubs 11-3. Welcome back in as we roll on with the Mercy Cardinals postgame show, starting to wrap things up. A few postgame notes coming out of this one. Miles Michaelis has now surrendered at least 1 home run in 6 straight games. That ties his career-long streak. He did it in 2024 as well. Has given up multiple home runs in consecutive starts for the first time this season and since September 5th and 10th of 2023. Surrendered a franchise record 6 home runs in a single game, moving by Harvey Haddix in 1954 and Scott Terry in 1989. Should be noted for Terry, he did that against the Cubs. He has now allowed 4 career home runs to Pete Crow Armstrong. That's tied with Jonathan India for the most by one opposing player. His 6 innings pitched while allowing 6 home runs is the longest outing since Tommy Thomas of the St. Louis Browns against the New York Yankees, who threw a 9-inning complete game. giving up 6 home runs. Brendan Donovan hits his 18th home run from the leadoff position. That snapped the scoreless streak at 31 innings. That dated back to the 8th inning of the June 29th inning. It also snapped an NL Central scoreless streak of 52 innings, dating back to the 4th inning of June 24th, and that was Game 2 of that series against the Cubs. Let's go ahead and take a look at our saves leaderboard. Our saves leaderboard is being brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now at the top of the leaderboard, you've got 3 individuals all tied with 24 saves. Kansas City's Carlos Estevez, San Diego's Robert Suarez, and Houston's Josh Hader. Toronto's Jeff Hoffman, he is in 4th place with 21 saves. It's brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you. So the Cardinals now get set for game number 2 of this 3-game series against the Cubs, and tomorrow afternoon they are set to send to the mound Matthew Liberatore. The left-hander is 6-6 with a 3.70 ERA. We don't know who the Cubs are going to send. It initially was going to be Jameson Taillon, but he is on the injured list. He's going to be out for probably at least a month, and the Cubs have yet to announce who's going to be their starter tomorrow. We can tell you that's going to be another 121st pitch, which means coverage is set to begin at 12:25 tomorrow afternoon. For the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, along with Ricky Horton, who had the call of the game, from Mike Claiborne, on-site producer, engineer Ryan Schulte, studio producer, engineer Kyle Sixta. I'm Matt Pauley, thanking you for being tuned in to the broadcast this afternoon. If you do want to keep talking Cardinals baseball, you can do so by calling or texting 314-436-7900, 314-436-7900. You can tweet at me, at Matt Pauley on air, and we'll keep that Cardinals conversation going. For everybody else, we'll talk to you again tomorrow for more Cardinals baseball across the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
We need the stats and we need our eyeballs. And once we're there with that select group of players, the way to differentiate those players, the very last step is the rings to me.
Amber Indian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Hey, did you miss Clinton and Friends?
The Rockets are back in the driver's seat. Dorian Finney-Smith, he picked up a 4-year, $53 million deal. The big addition of Kevin Durant is one thing. The smaller, more piecemeal additions of a DFS, of a Capella, to me are just as impactful as far as what the overall construction of that roster is. I love the Rockets right now.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
SEC Media Days is your unofficial start of football season.
This is an awesome event. Bigger and better than it's ever been.
Join us for in-depth coverage with top college football analysts.
It is going to elevate this league.
Exclusive interviews with SEC coaches and players.
There's no shortcuts to what we're trying to do.
And a deep dive into the latest storylines in the SEC.
All that stuff matters to us.
Talking season doesn't get any better than this. SEC Football Kickoff Media Days, presented by Regions Bank, July 14th through the 17th on SEC Network.
This is Joe and Q.
You are now punishing teams that are really good at drafting and developing players. That's success. But now if you do that, you now have committed this sin of spending too much money, so you can now no longer afford to keep the team together, so you have to start selling off pieces so you don't have to pay ridiculous taxes. The CBA is set up to punish very successful teams.
Joe and Q, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Marty and McGee.
So I did a live shot on SportsCenter from the bar, and I had told these guys, they were all painting their chests. One guy R, one guy Y, A-N. And I told those guys, I said, hey, I'm going to be live on SportsCenter just on my phone in a few minutes. I'm going to walk around the corner. Y'all give me a cheer. And so I come around the corner. I'm like, all right, this has been my big finish. Like, all right, guys, give me a Ryan cheer. And they all turn around, and they were so drunk, they spelled Ryan backwards.
Marty and McGee, Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the SEC Network.
In 1979, the first words spoken on ESPN weren't just an announcement.
If you're a fan,
they were a sports prophecy.
What you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow,
glad you're with us tonight,
may convince you you've gone to sports heaven. And right now, you're standing on the edge of tomorrow.
This fall, the next era of ESPN begins. Sports Forever.
tomorrow on ESPN Radio. The Subway Series takes center stage.
Juan Soto has tied this one up.
Juan Soto and the New York Mets face Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees.
Right field, gone! Aaron Judge has gone deep.
Coverage begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, with first pitch at 4:10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Let's go to topic number 6 now, and we have two big-name coaches back in the NFL this season. Pete Carroll leading the charge with the Las Vegas Raiders, and Mike Vrabel, former New England Patriot, is now coaching the New England Patriots. Do you think either of them will turn things around quickly?
Well, how about this? On opening day this year for the Raiders, September 7th, Pete Carroll will be 73 years and 357 days old, which will pass Romeo Crennel and make him the oldest NFL head coach in history.
Wow.
That's incredible to me that Pete Carroll is going to set a new mark this season. And that
Doesn't
guy
look it.
Well, he doesn't look it, and he doesn't act it either.
Yeah.
The guy's got more energy than coaches half his age. He's incredible. He's a wonder. But he will be, on opening day, the oldest head coach who's ever patrolled an NFL sideline. And speaking of history, Mike Vrabel will become the first person ever to win 3 Super Bowls as a player with one franchise, only to become the head coach of that franchise. And I think the Patriots are going to be better than people think. I think their win total is going to surprise last week, and we'll get to this after our interviews when I was a sideline course reporter at the Travelers Championship in Cromwell, Connecticut. The one question that I heard on every single hole, Dan, I had Patriot fans screaming to me, Patriots, the over-under's 8.5. Where are we going to be, Shefty? And I'm like, the over. The over's coming in.
That's a lot. That over-under
Patriots.
has really jumped. I mean, I know everyone's excited, but I think slow down on that number. It's a little high.
I think it's going to be over 8.5. I told everybody on the course that day, within earshot of Rory McIlroy and Keegan Bradley. They heard the whole thing all day as well. They're probably sick of hearing it. But I think that team is pretty good. And I think the guy that knows that team is going to be a little bit better than people expect is the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft. And the day after we served as the on-course sideline reporter for PGA Tour Live on ESPN, plus we had the chance to go to Fanatics. You were there, Dan. We had 2 guests on the main stage Friday afternoon. The first guest is the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft. The second guest was Basketball Hall of Famer, former number 1 overall pick, all-time Michigan great, Chris Webber. But we started that Friday afternoon with Robert Kraft, who once bought the New England Patriots for $172 million, which at the time seemed like a wild investment. Not anymore, Dan. And Robert Kraft had a chance to talk about that and some of the success that he's had in New England, with the exception of the last couple of years, at Fanatics Fest last week.
I would say Mr. Kraft, I would say Robert, but he wants to be called RKK. Just so you know, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm being presumptuous by calling him RKK. This is his preference. So RKK, I have to start here. Back in 1994, you spent $172 million on the New England Patriots. At the time, it was the most money ever spent for an NFL franchise.
For any sports franchise anywhere in the world.
For any sports franchise anywhere in the world. When you bought the Patriots for $172 million, did you have any idea where this journey and adventure would take you?
Well, I had a big dream to try to buy the Patriots, and it took me 15 years to make it come true. I had to get control of the 200 acres of land around the stadium, buy the stadium out of bankruptcy when Victor Kiam owned the team, and then finally in '94 when they were close to moving to St. Louis, my wife of blessed memory at the time, she wasn't nuts. She said, how much are you going to pay? I said, well, the right number is 110, but I'll probably go to 115, 120. And I went to 172 in 94, that 50% more. And the team was losing money, and it had the worst won-loss record in the NFL.
So what made you go from 110 to 115 to a record 172?
I wanted to live my dream was to own the team. I sat on those metal benches and thought about if I owned the team, how I'd run it and what I'd do. And I love the sport of football, and it's just something I dreamt about. And I'm going to say to everyone listening here who maybe has a big dream and it doesn't go your way, stay with it, persevere, do what you got to do. And, you know, that's how things happen. People don't persevere enough today to live their dreams.
How long after the purchase did you know that your investment was a sound one?
Well, the team had been in business 34 years. It had never sold out. And my eldest son, Jonathan, and I went and made 75 speeches the first 90 days, and it's sold out. So the games used to be blacked out locally.
Wow.
And people don't understand that. And I saw that the fan support was there. We just had to make a product worthy of their support. And the fans have been unbelievable. And we actually wound up with a waiting list of fans of 125,000 people who paid $100 to get on the waiting list. So, but to answer your question directly, in the third year of ownership in 1996, we actually wound up going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we lost to the Green Bay Packers. But seeing what that did in our community, it made me feel we really had something special.
As you look back at the 31 years of ownership, what stands out to you as your greatest moment? There have been so many along the way.
Well, there's one thing about when you dream of owning a team and then you want to win. And when we went to the Super Bowl in 2001 season, 4 months after 9/11, 4 or 5 months, and the country was so messed up, and we were the largest underdog against the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams. And I'll never forget. So let's see, it was 34 and 7 years, so 41 years we dreamt about winning a Super Bowl. And seeing the clock tick down as Adam Vinatieri makes the kick, as time runs out, and we win the Super Bowl, it was just unbelievable. And, you know, we're living in a country now where there's so much division, and our sport, the NFL, brings people together like nothing else. And I'll never forget how our victory, we're a team called the Patriots, we're red, white, and blue, and we won a championship. It was pretty cool.
And so you said, I think, we're all Patriots, right?
We're all Patriots, and tonight the Patriots are world champions.
And so that was, of all the Super Bowls you've won, is that the most special one to you?
Well, that's sort of like asking about your children. They're all special, but the one against Atlanta when we were down 28-3 and had a 99.6% chance to lose. 2 minutes to go in the third period, and we came back. And whenever I have difficult situations, I say to myself for our team, 28-3. And that comeback, Tom Brady showed his leadership and skills like nothing else, and the whole team. And then the other one was Malcolm Butler interception. That was unbelievable.
What stands out about that to you?
What stands out about it? Well, the game was just about over. The clock's running out. They were on the 1 or 2 yard line. They had the greatest running back, and they throw that pass that Malcolm Butler, when we started training camp, he was working at a Popeyes. He came to us as a free agent at the last minute in the summer, and here he made the greatest play to win a Super Bowl, intercepts in the end zone, and takes it out to the 2 yard line. That was God's hand at work.
I want to go back to the 28-3 for a moment, because you say that you think of that score and that phrase 28-3 whenever you're in an adverse situation. How often do you say something like that to yourself? And when's the last time you could think that you told yourself?
I say it to my key managers and people in our other businesses. When people believe something's impossible, I go 28-3. Think about it, 99.6% chance to lose.
When you look at the NFL today, the amount of television revenue that it produces, would you ever have had any idea that the league would grow into what it's become today?
No, I didn't have that vision. But what I did love about an NFL franchise and owning it, in today's country, we have so much division, and it's the one thing that brings people together in our sport, because it's once a week and people can strategize what's going to happen, who's going to play. It brings people of all backgrounds together. I think when we were privileged to win our first Super Bowl, you know, Boston proper is a city of 600,000. It's got about 3 to 4 million with the suburbs. But a city of 600,000, within 24 hours of us winning, we had a gathering of 1.5 million people of all backgrounds came together. There's nothing else in America that brings the country together like sport.
Please tell Patriot fans some of your expectations for your new head coach and the team he's assembling right now.
Well, any Patriot fans that are out there, I can tell you I'm very excited about this upcoming season. The last 2 years were the worst years of my 31 years of ownership. We have to change that. We have a new coach in Mike Vrabel who is really connected with the players, who's doing great work. We have a young quarterback, a lot of great veterans, free agent veterans who came in, a great draft class. We're going to have fun this year, I promise.
And you said it was the worst 2 years of your 31 years of ownership?
31 years of ownership. I'm very proud. You know, we never won a playoff. There was only one home playoff game in 34 years. I sat in the stands 1978. Earl Campbell ran for over 100 yards, and we lost. One home playoff game. We've owned the team 31 years. We've had 27 home playoff games, and we're privileged to win 23. I want that record to keep going.
Last thing before I let you go. I mentioned the $172 million that you paid for the Patriots in 1994. This past week, we saw someone pay $10 billion for a sports franchise. What goes through your mind when you hear $10 billion for an NBA team, the Los Angeles Lakers?
Well, First of all, I mean, it's nice, but to me it's like your house going up in value. In my lifetime, and I believe my children's lifetime, we're keeping control. It's nice, and I think back to Jerry Buss buying the Lakers. I owned a team in World Team Tennis and called the Boston Lobsters, and he owned the LA Strings, and we were partners together then, and he was a great brand manager, and we were great friends, and I think Jeannie Buss has done a great job, and I'm happy for them and happy for everyone who owns the sports franchise.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Fanatics Fest, the great owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you, Patriot fans. You're the backbone of our franchise.
And there is the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, who in my mind belongs in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's overdue. It should have happened. It's obviously disappointing that it hasn't. I believe his time has come, but the voters have a different idea.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are. Only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
From a potential future Football Hall of Fame owner to a player who already has been inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. An old-time Michigan great, a new author of the book, By the Grace of God, the former #1 overall pick, Chris Webber. Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
I was talking to Chris backstage, and we were talking about some of the work that he's done recently, and he was telling me about a book that he recently wrote, By the Grace of God. So I'm curious if you could tell everybody here what you hoped to impart with your book that's now out and available.
I think what I wanted to impart is you guys see the lives of athletes all the time and how we have to be around great teammates and people that are encouraging and people that have the same tenets that you do. And so in the book, really all I talk about is I'm thankful to the soccer dad that lived on our block that gave me a ride to practice. I'm thankful to the teachers that held me accountable when I was younger and saying, well, if you're going to do this, you have to do this way. And so you never know what effects you have on people. So I just would encourage you guys to have a positive effect. Say an encouraging word. Help somebody out because you never know what that can do. And for me, during my whole career, it helped a lot. And so I wanted to pay homage to those people.
Who were some of those people and what were some of those messages?
Wow. I would say my mother's one of those people. You know, coming from Michigan, I called a timeout in a big game, and my mother, her perspective was, we're going to start a foundation, and you're going to help people through what happened to you. And that was so cool because it distracts you in a positive way, right? What if she would have been, oh, my goodness, and all this. And so just maybe a month later, I was drafted the first pick in the NBA, and it would happen to be in Detroit. So her words allowed me to concentrate on the good and not focus on the bad. And so I would say it's her or a man named Mr. Montgomery and Curtis Hervey who were just good guys and held me accountable. And so it's so many people from family members like my mom and dad all the way to people that was just in our neighborhood.
Is there one message in your book that stands out to you? We just had Robert Kraft on, and he said he thinks of the score 28-3, and that when people in his businesses are facing tough situations, he just looks at them and says 28-3. Is there a message that had a particular impact on you that stayed with you that you could share with everybody today that left a mark with you?
Yes, I think the biggest story that I received from people was perseverance. And not just in the game, but in life. A lot of times we have a setback, and it's really how you look at that setback and how you handle it. So even think about Indiana right now losing Game 6. It's just two mental mind states to have because it's not a guarantee. It is, okay, we got our butts beat, and we're going to do our best the next day. Really, if you come from that mind frame, everything else is going to happen instead of just sitting there worrying. And so I think perseverance, and even when I got a chance to see Mr. Kraft in the back and he showed me his ring, that's what took me so long coming out. Even when I looked at him, all I thought was perseverance because it seems easy that he won 6,000 championships, but you know it was perseverance and you know it was planning your best, doing your best, and letting the chips fall where they may. So, you know, that's just my kind of thing. Plan, discipline, fall down, get back up, stay encouraged.
Neither here nor there, but I know you're trying to bring a WNBA team to Detroit. Robert Kraft in 1994, and we talked all about this in front of this audience, paid $172 million for the New England Patriots. This past week, we saw the Los Angeles Lakers sold for $10 billion. How do you think Robert Kraft did on that investment back in the day? Just something like that, when you hear numbers involved and see something that a man like that has been through, does that inspire you to want to bring a WNBA team to Detroit even more? Does it make you think about other business projects? What do you think when you hear some of those numbers and some of these current events?
Yeah, it's men like Mr. Kraft, Magic Johnson, and others that make you say it's possible. And I know he had a life before sports, but he still had to believe and still wanted to have that team and say, I'm going to be this committed to the community, because you have to be committed to the community to win and those things. So, yeah, I think about that a lot. But it's going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of sleepless nights. But that's what we talked about, enjoying the process.
I hope everybody enjoys their summer break.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
If Shedeur Sanders and or Dylan Gabriel don't end up starting the majority of the games for the Cleveland Browns this year, it is franchise malpractice. Those two realistically are the only ones that at least have an opportunity to be the long-term solution at the quarterback position for Cleveland.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
In 1979, the first words spoken on ESPN weren't just an announcement.
If you're a fan,
they were a sports prophecy.
What you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow,
glad you're with us tonight,
may convince you you've gone to sports heaven. And right now, you're standing on the edge of tomorrow.
This fall, the next era of ESPN begins. Sports forever.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Myron Metcalf.
Let's say LeBron goes to New York. Let's say he wins the championship. It would end the Jordan-LeBron conversation because he would never be number one, I think, on any reasonable person's list if that's how he got his fifth championship. So he can do it, but the conversation about the GOAT would be over, in my opinion, if he took that route.
That's an interesting point. Why?
Yeah, this is cheating, right? I mean, if you tell me, obviously, what he did in Miami, young guy, joining forces, fine. won it validly in Cleveland, Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving. And then, people say what they want about the bubble. Everyone was in the bubble, right? So you can't just knock the Lakers for winning the championship. But if at 41, he joins a Knicks team, they win a championship, I just don't give him the credit if that's the scenario that happens compared to Michael Jordan. And I don't want to do the Jordan LeBron thing all day, but for me, the GOAT conversation would end. Like, he would be ineligible on my list if that's the route he took to his future.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list.